This, folks, is a story that we are very excited to bring you guys here. So, here is a tweet from the Amazon Teamsters. Breaking: Amazon drivers at DBK4 in Queens, New York marched on Amazon today to demand it recognize our union and deliver a Teamster contract. We are sick and tired of the low wages, dirty vans, and overwhelming routes. This is our moment to win what all Amazon workers deserve. And so here is this video.
You are Amazon because of us. Yes. We need more wages. We need better pay. We need better job security. We deliver hundreds of thousands of packages and make all of you look good.
About these routes are inhumane. No one should be having over 300 plus packages.
Saying Amazon care about safety, but everyone over here, most people on the DSP driving dirty vans. Dirty vans. Vans never been clean. People are getting sick in those vans.
We are the union.
Who are we?
Teamsters.
Who are we?
Teamsters.
Who are we?
Teamsters.
We're demanding more pay, better benefits, job security for all the hard-working men and women of Amazon. And we're just asking that you respect that and understand our value. We went and presented them to form our union, and hopefully they respect it and understand the value that we bring to the company. Don't be afraid, man. Join. Fight for what you deserve. You guys work hard every day to deliver for Amazon, so don't be afraid to go after what you want and deserve.
There you go. Amazon delivery drivers sign union cards, the American Prospect reports. Several hundred Amazon drivers organizing with the Teamsters have reached the threshold for a union vote at Amazon's DBK4 warehouse in Queens, New York. A majority of drivers at 3 of the site's delivery service partner contractors have now signed union authorization cards as of this morning. Amazon will now be forced to either recognize the union or contest the card count and officially hold an election. The organizing drive in Queens directly follows a recent ruling from the National Labor Relations Board in August, deeming Amazon a joint employer of its DSP contractors. So DSP, once again, stands for Delivery Service Partner Contractors, with full legal responsibilities for the labor force. So yes, Amazon has in the past, up until now, obviously, outsourced a lot of their delivery logistics to what they call last mile delivery. In other words, the person who actually drives the truck and puts the product on your door and rings the bell and walks away, they're trying to claim those are contractors, not actually Amazon employees.
Right.
The NLRB made clear. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The NLRB made clear that Amazon has a legal obligation to bargain with its drivers and meet them at the negotiating table to improve wages, working conditions, safety standards, and everything in between, said Sean O'Brien, president of the International Brotherhood of Teamsters. Hundreds of Amazon delivery drivers from Queens will now have the full backing of more than 1.3 million Teamsters nationwide. So what Amazon does is they'll contract the last mile delivery logistics to these other companies, which then hire people. And if the employees at those companies, the workers at those companies want to unionize, that's what we have now. So the decision by an NLRB regional judge in Los Angeles could deal a significant blow to Amazon's third-party business model of outsourcing last-mile delivery. The company has long relied on a system of enforcing restrictive contracts with delivery service providers to officially manage low-paid drivers while evading any culpability for union busting or workplace violations that take place on the job. Remember a few years ago when one of the drivers was out and a tornado was bearing down and they threatened not to hire him again if he didn't finish the route? Yep. Well, not hire again is contractor speak for fire you, right? But because that was an independent contractor, they could say, hey, listen, you don't have to stay out and work in a tornado watch, but if you don't, we're not going to hire you next week to deliver our product. They're threatening to fire the guy, but the way they structure the business, they avoid that culpability of both busting a union drive or, as it writes here, workplace violations. The announcement is also a major boost to the Teamsters' efforts to organize Amazon workers. Teamsters are aggressively moving forward to unionize Amazon's thousands of DSPs across the country as though these contractors are official arms of the company. At the same time, the union is also actively organizing the Amazon-run warehouses, building off the Amazon Labor Union's victory in Staten Island in 2022 before affiliating with the Teamsters this summer. That warehouse has yet to complete a first contract. He's talking about the Chris Smalls warehouse. Right. The joint employer ruling involved an Amazon facility in Palmdale, California. Last year, after the Teamsters organized the battle-tested Strategies, a DSP contractor, Amazon simply terminated its relationship with the company. The Teamsters filed an unfair labor practice, and a regional director at the NLRB issued a preliminary ruling in their favor in August. If the two parties don't settle, which is unlikely, then the case will be brought before an NLRB judge. So it's good to see labor using Amazon's bullshit against them, because one of the reasons why unionizing Amazon has been difficult is because Amazon cracks down on those efforts. So if they consider you an employee, what do? They do to you what they did to Chris Smalls, which is why it took him a long time to even get that vote ratified to join the union, and they have since not gotten a contract. What Amazon tried to be cute by outsourcing the last mile delivery logistics to these smaller companies, well, those smaller companies are easier to organize union drives at because you don't have Jeff Bezos breaking it up. So now they come to you and they say, okay, we are now unionized. Now, if you want us delivering your packages, you have to deal with a union. And Amazon, in this case, nixed the contract, and the NLRB is saying that that's a violation. We have more, but I've been talking a while. Do you want to? Do you have anything to add at this point?
Well, yeah. They by not treating their workers fairly, they drove them to this.
Exactly.
You know, ultimately, you wind up having to go to an organization, especially if you're dealing with a company like Amazon that has the muscle to go up against Amazon. So you're going to turn to Teamsters.
Right. Exactly. In a related case this month, the NLRB reaffirmed Amazon as a joint employer by holding the company liable for illegal union-busting tactics carried out by one of its DSPs at an Atlanta warehouse. Both decisions by the board set up a clash with Amazon, which still holds publicly that DSPs are wholly independent contractors that oversee their own workforce and other business decisions. That's in spite of the fact that drivers wear Amazon gear, operate vans bearing the company logo, use equipment proprietary to Amazon, and receive delivery route schedules dictated by Amazon. It's just the pay stub that has the DSP's name on it. Any Amazon driver knows the truth. We wear Amazon uniforms. We drive Amazon's trucks. We live by Amazon's workplace standards. We are Amazon employees, said Latrice Sade Johnson, an American driver from DBK4 in Queens. I'm sorry, an Amazon driver from DBK4 in Queens in a press release. Amazon has no choice but to meet us at the negotiating table to hear our demands. I mean, it is just so on its face absurd that they are independent contractors. Does anybody watching this know of a company that exercises tighter control on its operations than Amazon? When you order something on Amazon Prime, it tracks the package from order to your door, out for delivery, be there soon. They obviously are in direct control of every move one of their package makes, including the driver. So to try and categorize the driver as a contractor is just so ludicrous on its face. But that's what they've been getting away with, seemingly until now. Whenever we have to make changes, however small, like switching to a larger van for our delivery volume, our direct managers need to get approval from Amazon. Luke Renee, a delivery driver in Queens organizing with the Teamsters, told The Prospect. Amazon has repeatedly alleged that its DSPs have full independence. Look at the ridiculousness of that. Amazon has repeatedly alleged that its DSPs have full independence, ignoring the testimony of the workers at these companies. Earlier this year, a bipartisan group of senators even called Amazon's bluff after it submitted written answers that lawmakers called misleading and self-contradictory. The way the company responds to the union drive at DBK4 in Queens will indicate how it plans to proceed under the NLRB's new legal designation. Amazon is still suing to challenge the constitutionality of the NLRB. Let's go
So
here.
they're literally trying to get rid of the National Labor Relations Board.
Looks like they're trying to take them out.
Wow.
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
So I want to skip to this because this is another video that I think is worth showing. This is everybody's fight. Across the country, workers are demanding the respect we deserve at Amazon. So here is some footage from some of these union drives across the country.
We've extended once again, not just a Palmdale extension, but a Skokie extension. We're standing out here with some proud brothers, proud Teamsters from Chicago, Illinois, out of Local 705 we're standing out here shoulder to shoulder with them.
This fight is everybody's fight. There's a war on the workers, and we have to support each other.
We're out here with the folks from Palmdale, extending our picket line, trying to get our Amazon workers what they deserve, what they need, job security, better pay, that goddamn contract, and we're here to fight for it. It's important that we let our voices be heard across the country. Every facility, it's the same story, and we're here to tell our story, which is that Amazon is unfair and violates our rights.
We're here to stand in solidarity with these brothers and sisters and show them what unity and solidarity is all about. Fight for a fair contract, living wages, better working conditions, and no matter where it is, we're going to show up. We have 1.3 million Teamsters standing behind them.
Amazon, I hope you're quivering in your boots right now, because when you mess with the bull, you'll be sure to get the horns. And this is the result of it. These are angry workers who are here picketing because you don't know how to treat your workers properly.
I got my brothers and sisters behind me here. We're ready to take the fight to Amazon.
We want them to see our power in numbers. We want them to see how unified we are. We want them to see the power of the workers.
When Teamsters fight, Teamsters win. When Teamsters fight, Teamsters win. Yeah.
All right. So that's the name of the game right there. You have to build working class power. Yep. You have to build labor power into a giant thing that can be wielded against the political power structure, against Democrats and against Republicans. No matter who wins this election, we are going to have an enemy of the working class in office. You're going to have a Congress that stands in opposition to the needs, hopes, and aspirations of working class people. The only way to counter that is to organize workers into a giant collective that can then be wielded against that power structure. In other words, you organize as many unions in as many places as possible. You build this union workforce up, and then you say there is a date on the calendar past which we shut this country the fuck down, and it does not move again until these demands are met. And amongst those demands are defund Israel, right? They don't have to all be labor-centric demands. It could be any demands we want, any demands that the workers want. That is the only way you are going to change anything in this country. The red versus blue game is delusional at this point. It starts with organizing laborers who can then stop working until the system works on our terms. Everything else is masturbation at this point. I am increasingly convinced that this is the only way. It's the only way. And that's why you have, well, you say, well, are you black-pilled? No, I'm not black-pilled. I'm clear-eyed about Kamala Harris and Donald Trump being enemies of working people. This is a solution. This is the only solution. That's why you got people like Shama Sawant, Workers Strike Back, organizations like that. They are the way out of this. They are the way to change these big things that we know need changing, because these elections are hopeless. It has to be this way. And so it is time to, as Russell said in the last piece that we did on Sunday, fight the class war, not the culture war. Be welcoming to people, be kind to people, be willing to hear people out on things. But at the end of the day, this is a top-down struggle, and it's only going to be won on those terms.
Yeah, no war, but class war. That is how we have to approach things. And you look at a company like Amazon, Remember, these guys have a heart attack if you cost them a nickel.
Right.
Okay. A lot of people are at this point, because of the Amazon effect, they're dependent on Amazon because their local stores are gone because Amazon drove them out of business. So to realistically tell people boycott Amazon as the goal, that's not realistic. But you know what is realistic? Don't buy from Amazon for 1 week.
Right.
As a company like Amazon, that's going to cost them billions of dollars if people boycott Amazon for 1 week. And they care about that shit. Look, McDonald's, every quarter, man, now they have to talk about how much money they're losing because of the anti-Israel boycott. Same thing with Starbucks. It's hurting their stock price. This is what these people really care about. That's a realistic effort. Boycott Amazon for 1 week to protest their labor practices. Because then if you do that once successfully, they know you can do it again successful. And you built out the infrastructure and the means of communication to do it again successfully. Now you have some power over Amazon. These are the efforts that we have to channel our energy into. How do you really fight this power structure? Now, the good news is it's a consumerist society. It is very dependent on you continuing to buy shit. That is a big part of your power, your ability to withdraw your consumption from certain brands or companies. That's a very good way to support these workers. Now they have a contact. We should try to bring somebody on and discuss what people can do locally to help. These people, if they have their way, they'll have you in fucking warehouses in shock collars before they're done. If we don't fight back, we're going to be living in the world. I thought Ready Player One, even though it's kind of like a light sci-fi thing, it also had some interesting dystopian elements. One of them was like getting sentenced to doing kind of cubicle work to work off your debts. Yeah, man, if these people have their way, that is the world we're going to be living in.
Please clap.